Colorado Springs is a beautiful city, home to the United States Olympic Committee and Air Force Academy. On the northern end of the city, there is a place known as the Westren Museum of Mining and Industry. The museum is committed to preserving and interpreting the rich mining history of Colorado and the American West.
Well, the museum is now 51 years old. It was founded in 1970 by Fred Farrer and some of his friends who wanted to start a mining museum with things that actually worked instead of just rusty pieces of equipment sitting around.
Inside, you can learn about mining equipment, see a collection of fluorescent minerals, witness the machines of the 1800s in action, or pan for gold. Among all the marvels of technology, you could miss one of the museum's smaller inventions, an invention that tells the story of inventor Elijah McCoy.
He was the son of escaped slaves in pre-Civil War America. The family got out of Kentucky. They basically went to Canada originally because Canada had abolished slavery decades before.
Elijah's parents escaped from slavery in the U.S. through the Underground Railroad, a network of brave civilians who helped slaves escape to freedom. Once the McCoys reached Canada, Elijah's father joined the British militia and helped them win the Civil War in Canada. For his service, George was rewarded with land to farm and live. The land was located in a community of militiamen and immigrants from Scotland. This land and community were instrumental in allowing George to send Elijah in his mid-teens to Edinburgh, Scotland for an apprenticeship as a mechanical engineer. Despite his education, when he returned to America, he still couldn't get a job because he was black. So instead, he got a job as a railroad fireman and oiler.
All of these early engines, really up until the late 19th century, were not self-lubricating engines. You had to have oil cups on the machines and keep those cups full of oil so they would spread throughout the machine, keep the moving parts lubricated so they wouldn't break against each other and wreck the machine. And a lot of times in the early industries, they would pay young boys from about 8 to about maybe 11 or 12 years old a fraction of what they were worth to keep the oil cups full while the machines were running. And of course, that led to a lot of deaths and injuries.
Realizing there had to be a better way to lubricate machines, he worked to come up with a solution.
Because he was so smart, he tinkered around with lubricating devices and eventually managed to convince his employers to let him test it. And then they realized what a bonus they had in this man.
And in 1872, he patented the automatic lubricator. Elijah McCoy would go on to patent 57 unique inventions, both in and out of the railroad industry, including a turtle-shaped water sprinkler and a folding ironing board he invented for his wife.
He had a number of patents, basically improvements and inventions that were superior to others in the industry. So people eventually began saying if they were buying cups for their machines, we want the real McCoy. We don't want something that's fake. He was a black man in 19th century America. He overcame obstacle after obstacle and provided a good life for his family.
The real McCoy can be seen at the Western Museum of Mining and Industry, a testament to American quality and a forgotten piece of Black American history.